Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. It's almost over, more or less, but hey, our league team still has a challenge ahead, and that is basically, don't quote me on that, please, but we're kind of hard winning our bracket right now, our group, and there is of course a team that has to be second, and that is Upper 5 Flying Kittens. So again, this is basically more or less, to me at least, the group final. Yeah, I just called it that, so now it's official. And of course, I'm not alone here today. I have the amazing Warlicks with me. How are you doing?
I am looking forward to some good League of Legends as always. So yeah, I'm doing perfectly fine over here. Better than last week, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, let's see what they have in store. It is, like you said, the first and second seed, and so far it has been straight 2-0s here for Pandaric. So hopefully, maybe more of a challenge this time, or it could be another 2-0 for Pandaric. And they can continue their streak in this group stage. But yeah, they're definitely, keeping on the pace from the previous group stage or the previous division, and just stomping around here basically, like it's them nothing. Has been very easy for them so far.
Yeah, exactly. So far, it looks kind of like a, I don't know, walk in a park, stealing candy from a small child, all those sayings and metaphors. But a Blitzcrank, that is an interesting pick that we're seeing right here. Now, Victor, of course, yeah, I mean, it's Victor, it's a solid pick. He will sometimes go like 0 kills, 3 deaths, 0 assists in lane, and then still be really useful. And at the same time, looking at Victor and asking, well, how can he get 3 deaths? It could be a roaming Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I mean, the Blitzcrank in the hands of the right person, when you get that 100% hit rate on the hook and stuff, and you're like all around the map, kind of like a second jungler, you get the good old, well, I mean, they're not called Moby Boots anymore, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah, you can be very deadly, setting up all the vision, and it's just very scary to play against, because once you fall behind, then you lose control over key areas around the dragon and the baron and that kind of stuff. It is very difficult to just walk into the blind and having to be so afraid that around every corner there could be a Blitzcrank hooking you in to your demise. But hold on, is it going to be another Senny Fane? It is back. It is back. The Senny Fane. This time not paired up with a Lulu, but with an Alistair, which is always going to be an interesting thing. I wonder, if this were to be pro play, the Alistair is like one of those classic champions where you're like, okay, that's like a lane swap kind of angle, because level 1, people kind of meme that Alistair is just a glorified minion, because he doesn't have his combo right. You need his W and Q to really do something, so level 1 you really get bullied out of lane, and that's why you get the lane swap going on, because then you can just bully the top laner instead, and kind of get past that really difficult phase in the laning phase. But then in the lower tiers, lower divisions, it is also an extra challenge that gets put on top of you, because your macro really needs to be on point here if you want to go for the lane swap. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Pandaric will try to pull it off.
Yeah, it is lane swap angle for sure. Now, I want us to talk a bit about the bans now, right? And also the bans the Zyra R3 pick there. Do you think it is a jungler, or do you think it could also be a flex pick to somewhere else? What is your opinion
It should be a jungler for sure. I mean, it is still quite a strong AP jungler. Not as OP as that, when we had the meta with the Brand and the Zyra that were just walked in all the time, and we had the whole Corki Tristana AD mid thing going on. It's not as strong as back then, but it's still a very solid jungler to be playing. And I think the Renekton ban makes a lot of sense. But I feel like Pandaric are in a quite solid spot, because Soap still has some champions left in the tank. The Ornn, the Cassante. Oh, the Cassante is actually going to be banned here by Pandaric, so looks like an Ornn angle for Soap here to me. That is probably the most classic Soap champion of all time here. So I will not be surprised to see that locked in for Soap here. And yeah, I mean, actually, okay, let's see if this Shira gets locked in here. This is the last stages here of the pick phase here. Those are always the most interesting ones. Alright, yeah, it is gonna be the Tristana mid lane, and yeah, it is not as strong as it used to be, you know, it has been hit quite a few times, but definitely still very potent in the mid lane. You know, Victor, not really a mobile champion, you do have a lot of push on the Tristana. The thing is, I think Victor should be pretty fine into this Tristana, because you can play from quite long range, and you also have the shield on your Q, which, you know, can save you from a lot of the damage that Tristana tries to deal to you. Okay, the Aatrox is locked in. Alright, now we're cooking with gas here. Soap has had enough of Orange Duty and he's looking in the Aatrox right here. But that does mean there is a counter pick opportunity here for the enemy top laner here. Because, you know, you still have the R5 pick left and available. And it is going to be the top lane pick. Okay. Is that going to be Gwen Jungle? Okay, weird. We're going wild with the draft today, huh? That it should be a Gwen jungle here.
Okay. Alistar jungle.
I mean, good luck clearing the camps.
Vayne jungle.
I mean, I guess that is an opportunity. Yeah, I mean, that is fine.
It has to be Gwen. Like, I have to agree with you. It's not really spicy, but hey, you know, if I had a penny for every blue-haired jungler in this game, I would have 1 penny, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happens. That's how the quote goes, right?
Just
So,
2 pennies, but yeah, whatever.
No, it's 1 penny now.
It's 1
because
penny.
there's only one jungler with blue hair. Zyra, on the other hand, has red hair. Wait a second. If they don't have a skin, they literally pick the hair color depending on what side they are. That is amazing. That is dedication. Holy cow. I respect it. Great. Awesome.
I'm sure that was the whole idea behind that draft. The coaches the coaches really cooked with this. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about what we're seeing here. This is gonna be interesting with the entire situation here. Like, normally we get those stock standard drafts, you know, tanks in the top lane, you know, your carries in the mid and bot lane, some sort of engaged jungler like a Sejuani or a Wukong or a Skarner, you know, and then it's just, you know, there's the Sejuani, or a Viego.
Did I hear Sejuani? Or
No,
the...
But yeah, you know, this is.
You want to see my fiddlesticks? You want?
No, but you know, jokes aside, I do think this game should be very interesting from a draft perspective here. And you know, when I think of the Gwen, I do think of, you know, her ability to shred into tanks, right? But looking at the enemy composition, we don't actually have any tanks. Or, well, I guess you could sort of count Blitzcrank, but you know, it's gonna take him a while to really get tanky, and you also can build for shielding on him if you want to. But my point being, I think the Gwen W actually can provide her a lot of space, and I don't know what her meta build is at the moment, but she does also have the opportunity to go for some more bursty builds. So I'm actually gonna be very curious to see what CNC fan is gonna be building into this game. I'm also gonna be expecting some anti-heal coming through from the Zyra, hopefully, because, you know, Soap is gonna have a fun time here on the Aatrox, and the top lane matchup should be very interesting to see as well. The Cannon versus the Aatrox. You know, the range advantage here for the Cannon. But I think if Soap can find the right fights here, you know, his healing, his all-in potential is very strong as well. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to look forward to as well. And then in the bot lane, I mean, just naturally because it's Vayne, it's always going to be... We say this literally every single game. You know, you're playing Vayne, you're low range, you don't have high damage. So you're gonna naturally fall behind a little bit, especially against a champion like Varus that likes to poke you out of lane and bully you out. And, you know, you have to deal with the threat of a Blitzcrank hook as well. But somehow Sunny always finds a way to just find a 2v2 double kill, and then he runs over the game. He does it every single time. I don't know how he does it. He's like a magician, but he does it. So definitely...
No, he's an attack damage carry. He's not a mage.
Yeah, I mean, he might as well could have been, you know.
No, but you know, to jump in here real quick, I basically think a lot of that basically sounds really offending, but at the same time, I feel like if you don't play against Vayne a lot and you're not used to her, you're kind of missing the actual power spikes that she does have. So, for example, her level 6 is basically a free BF sword, you know, when you press the R button. So you really have to respect that. So maybe it's because some people don't respect that, and they're, as you know, as you said, they're basically full on, it's just a Vayne, you know, she won't be dangerous, lol, 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 and then you suddenly die against her at level 6, maybe. And that's what's happening. But yeah, Senny on the Vayne looking great. Now, to me personally, I'm not sure how we want to compare them scaling-wise. Because of the range, basically.
Yeah, I think it's gonna depend on the team fight a lot. The range is always gonna be a difficulty point for the Vayne. But yeah, I mean, the Varus having the range is gonna make it a lot easier. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, you do also have two carries, right? You have the Varus and the Tristana.
Yeah.
We can also switch to the
and the Zyro and the cannon.
Yeah, it is a lot of damage, but you know, we do also have the Aatrox, the Alistar that can soak up a bit of damage, and the Gwen W can also be quite scary and provide a lot of zoning. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Level 1, Red Strike is ahead of the play. The ward is coming through. He does not see the ward, but they might be able to spot Red Strike here.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. Will the hook
connect?
The
hook connects. Red Strike gets pulled in. Has to flash away. I mean, at least he lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, indeed, and that is some early action already. I also love the banter in all chat, by the way. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Okay, come on, man. Come on. I'm literally talking about all chat, and you're literally turning it off now. That is mean.
That is standard procedure, you know.
I wanna see them BMing each other. That is, you know, honestly, in competitive, you mostly have good sportsmanship, so. But yeah, so now what can we talk about? It is the Zyra solo starting at the red. And I mean not really solo starting because there are 4 plants helping Timbo. And at the same time, you know, I don't know how rock, paper, scissors works.
Red Strike has to be so careful here. The Ignite bolt,
oh god.
No flash available. Jimmy Neutron is going forward, but is also in danger. Is now in the minion wave. Senny is going forward. He's gonna get the first blood here. Barry is coming through. Senny dropping low now as well.
God.
Jimmy Neutron, another Barry is coming through. First blood for Senny. And it's gonna be retirement all on his own. And well, just like that,
What do you mean? What is happening? I talked about level 6 power spike and not level 1 power spike. What?
Oh,
okay, how?
Boy.
How? Nah, top lane, they have to wait for a second. How? Tell me.
Just like that, Sammy. It just pulls it in his face. I mean, this is just a classic support bait, you know? Like, they try to take down Red Strike, but it was just a bit too tanky, and at that point, Jimmy Neutron is just, like, used all of his abilities, is so out of position, is taking a lot of damage from these minions level 1. And in the meantime, like, Sandy just gets the 3 hit, right? Because all the focus is onto Red Strike. And yeah, with Jimmy Neutron dropping that early, it's just a Blitzcrank with no abilities up is another free kill to be picking up. And yeah, just they really wanted to burn. Like, the play makes a lot of sense, right? They know Red Strike had no flash up because they made sure that he had to burn it early in the invade. But they just couldn't quite finish him off early enough, and they had to overextend for the kill. And they didn't even get the kill. That might be the worst part of it all, right? And now they're facing a 2-0 Senny Vayne here, and we know what Senny can do in this lane. Okay, the hook will be blocked here by Red Strike. The re-engage is coming through.
Hold up, both junglers are also droning here, so there could be more bloodshed for now. Jimmy Neutron dropping low. There will be a flash, but it will not be enough. Jump into jump from Jimmy Neutron, and he is outsmarting the opposition in bot lane right now. He activated his brain to its fullest capacity. We wanted a little bit too much there, especially considering that we only have a Vamp Scepter in the inventory, but meanwhile, mid lane, hold up, there are still the flashes, but on both sides, flash is still available, and we will just get the kill, and we will also claim the first feat. What is going on?
I have no idea. Also, point to notice, I thought the Tristana was going to be mid lane, but it's actually the Varus mid here. And it looks like it's going to be a poke Varus build here with the Arcane command equipped. So not going to be the usual carry build with the Blade of the Rune King, the Ginsu's Rage Blade, all that fun stuff. So that means like most of the DPS damage here is going to be lying onto the Zyra Tristana, but you do have a nice bit of poke here from the Varus. Okay, hold on, so we have to be careful here. Okay, does manage to make his way out.
Not even close, baby, is he saying. He used his potion a few moments ago. So, yeah, the wave looks kind of dangerous, but it also doesn't look like there will be a dive anytime soon.
Dive.
Timbo is in the top side jungle, while Gwen is also in the top side jungle. So yeah, not too much happening there. Now in mid lane though, man, I can see Atomic going for another solo kill there, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Atomic is doing very well here in the mid lane. Getting that solo bolo kill is doing nicely with the CS as well. And is just having a lot of control in his lane here. And you know, I feel like in recent games that's really been the bot lane, Sandy just getting to pop off her in the mid lane. It's just kind of like going even in farm. And you know, also Atomic, oh, hold on, my sub is gonna get over there.
Top lane! Mentale Festung with his ult, the slicing Maelstrom will get the kill there. Soap, no chance even with the flash. He does have TP, but no flash. And Mentale Festung still has it up. That is a W for the Flying Kittens.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how this Aatrox pick is going to develop into the late game. Nice engage here from Red
Hold
Strike
up, it just
Junior
doesn't
as well.
stop. It just doesn't stop. Retirement Home will not be able to get out of this one. And
Timbo's
Timbo
around,
is here. Yeah, but not really
late.
in time. Oh man, Timbo. I mean, he is out farming the Gwen, but honestly, the junglers are not really doing too much this game. It is all the laners doing absolutely crazy solo bolos.
It has been an absolute bloodbath this game. 6 kills in 6 minutes. I haven't had a game like this in a long while here. The chain of corruption is coming through.
Hold
Timbo
up
gotta
there
go
in the mid
flash
lane.
roots.
Timbo gets the kill on to our favorite arcane character, Victor, on Atomic. And Atomic 1-1 in scoreline.
At least it's not gonna be 0-3 like you talked about. Already got the
Yeah, but
solo
honestly,
bolo.
that's something I saw often. I saw it often in pro play. Don't you feel the same way?
I mean,
Or am I tripping?
I mean, I don't know. I will have to pull up the stat sheet, you know, but I'm gonna have to ask production, you know.
You are production.
Ah, shit. Alright, let's see it
Damn,
then.
here we go again.
On the back of that, you know, the pressure on top lane, the kill on mid lane, the hair or the void grip, excuse me, will be picked up here on the top side. You know, Zara more than comfortable picking those up. Let's see if the dragon will be the response here for Pandaric. I mean, Sintifan is still on the top side of the map here, but you can already see the bot side of Pandaric here looking for some deeper vision, setting up around the objective. So they want to make sure they can at least trade those evenly. But they'll have to wait a little bit before the jungler makes his way towards the bot side of the map. So they'll take it easy for now. And I don't think upper 5 is going to look to contest that. Yeah, Soap is just having a rough time here. CNC
Top lane is so scary. Yeah, Mentale Festung still has the flash up and he will just dive the Aatrox. And now, yeah, the shutdown is on Gwen. But still, look at all the farm difference in top lane. This is brutal. I'm telling you now on bot lane, the hook will connect onto Senny. Red Strike instantly disengaging with the headbutt and nothing happened so far, but Senny lost a lot of precious HP.
Yeah, luckily does have the Vamp Scepter to heal up a little bit, so that's always nice. Actually really like that purchase there for Senny, because you know, as long as you stay full HP, the likeliness of you to get bursted down all the way from 100 to 0 is, you know, a lot less scary than being
I
poked
didn't
down.
like it. Yeah, I just told you. That's why I feel like he has his only death in the level 2 fight when he only had a Vamp Scepter. Because it's only 15 attack damage, and that's, you know, way less compared to a pickaxe. Now Timbo on bot lane. Abort the mission, guys. Timbo will maybe get a kill there and, yeah, make it a certain kill. Now Senny will also be under pressure from the flashing Retirement Home. Now that is something that you thought you will never hear, but Retirement Home is flashing after us at this point. Now Gwen is in bot lane, has no ghost up though, but could still be really dangerous. Jimmy Neutron just exploding like it's nothing, and it's a double kill here for our Gwen. What?
And just like that, the Gwen snips her way into the bot lane. And that should be a beautiful dragon to go along with it. I mean, that was about to go away with the kills falling in the bot side. Alright, so now in danger as well. The flash is nicely put through Laser Leonard. Chain of Corruptions will miss up, but should be fine here. The Soap is just gonna recall. He's like, I've had enough of that. I'm out. Can't even blame him. And there we go, Dragon collected, so those objectives will be traded. Might be a bit late of a trade, but it is there.
Yeah, it is a trade after all. And talking about trading, bot lane, Sani, this guy so aggressive. I love it though. Just going for a trade-in. And you know, I will still stand with my word. I really think if he had more combat stats, you know, and not sustain stats for that level 2 fight, he would have maybe have one more kill and one less death in this game. Oh my god, what am I witnessing? What am I witnessing? Laser Leonard getting killed by exactly the thing that he swore to be by the laser, the arcane laser to be more exact. And I just see Retirement Home. He wants to find the hook here. Look at him. He's praying.
Alright, second batch of Avoid Group spawning here soon. But look at that little death push, yeah. That is a scary sight to behold. So let's be careful as well. Timbo's around the corner. Teammates around him to defend him, though. You can just dash over the wall. Oh, nice engage here. Oh, the stun to the wall as well, and it looks like
beautiful stuff. Meanwhile, on top lane, the Void Grubbies will be taken. It is 2 to 3. The last one will be taken by us, very likely, because upper 5 is just exploding and dying. We did get the free Void Grub, so it is 3 versus 3. We can see the reset sound, and we can hear it as well. So, using the World Ender to its full potential. And man, I love what I'm seeing. Pandaric looking really good with a 12 to 5 scoreline and a 3,000 gold lead after 12 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Pandaric we know and love. They're just so consistent in finding their ways in the fights, the skirmishes, having good macro on top of that, and this is how they always find their leads in the early game.
Oh, hold up, connects. Sani, can you get out, my friend? Can you maybe even get a return kill? Jimmy Neutron wants to grab the kill there, but Sani will use the barrier and stay alive regardless. Now Flash, Knockup, and TNC Fan using the Ghost, going after upper 5, and he will get a double kill. He's looking for the third one as well. Tell the tales. Timbo, he can do exactly that because he did get out, but man, was it close.
And honestly, MVP Red Strike right there for defending Sani so well. Because otherwise, if it wasn't for him, oh, Red Strike just getting over the wall there.
Yeah, hold up a second. The camera is like, but hey guys, look at top lane now. Mentale Festung might be in a bit of trouble. Both still have flash, so I don't think they will really jump the gun. Hold up a second. The Darkin Blade connects there. Will he try to look for the kill, or will Soap have to retreat? Because, man, both are really low on top lane. Meanwhile, we see Gwen grabbing another kill and getting the godlike announcement with a scoreline of 7 kills. Not a single death and 3 assists.
Yeah, I mean, at this point the game is so bloody, I might as well just not talk anymore and just give the spotlight to you. 20 kills in 30 minutes is quite a bloodbath.
No. Warnix, you have to analyze all those large rods in Gwen's inventory.
That is a build and a half right there. I mean, I'm guessing CNC Fan is going to go for the death cap here, but maybe... No, wait, that wouldn't make sense either, right? I think death cap is like 1100.
Oh, hold up, top lane. Mentale Festung trying to rush down the Aatrox, but will not find any success in doing so. Meanwhile, CNC Fan 1v1ing the pink ward will do so successfully. Yeah, maybe I went a bit overboard there. But hey, we have to talk about something because it is still 50 seconds until the next objective, which, by the way, will be a Hextech Dragon.
Yeah, let's see if that... I mean, you can already see Red Strike and Sani looking to group up together. The Bladed Rune King already completed here for Sani, which is kind of nice spike here. Timbo ready to fight back for some vision control. Will be spotted out as well, so that's going to be pretty nice here from Pandaric, knowing where the enemy jungler is hanging around. And CNC Fan and Atomic already making their way to the bot side of the map here. Let's see what's gonna happen here. If they're gonna look for the dive here, the counter engage will be ready. Red Strike, a beautiful habit pulverize.
The hook kind of connects here, but Sani, he can get some more damage through there, but now it is only Atomic against Jimmy Neutron and Laser Leonard, so this is a tough one. Using the barrier, or, you know, all kinds of shields that they have there will not stay alive. Jimmy Neutron and Laser Leonard, not enough damage, and also Timbo missing there. Yeah, okay, the hook connects, but I don't think this will mean anything, because all the damage is in the spawn right now.
Yeah, and at this point, CNC Fan is just too scary to deal with. The guy is 8-0-4, and there we go. The feats of strength collected as well for Pandaric with that. They're about to take another tower on both sides of the map as well. So they're doing really well for themselves. 6k gold lead, and there we go. The death cap finally completed for CNC Fan. As if he wasn't already scary enough, you know. He gets the beautiful hat to go along with it. And now, to be fair on the rep, it's also Atomic, to be honest. 6-1-3 on the Victor is doing incredibly well. Has pulled off a very good roams here on the map as well. Not only active in the lane after the solo bolo, but, you know, being involved in the rest of the map. And we gotta, you know, credit Red Strike for his incredible engages as well, and being able to protect Seni. He has done an incredible job of that this game. You know, that last fight had 2 incredible but pulverizes as well. So everyone on Pandaric is just doing incredibly well. And yeah, Sopo's struggling early on, but seems to be doing fine right now. And as I said, he's just getting bullied here by the cannon, but we'll just shrug it off as he eats a little bit of honey fruit, you know. Gotta stay healthy, eat some fruit. Let's see.
Okay, Warlix. What is the better scoreline? 0-3 or 2-3-0?
Ooh. Wait. 0-3 or 2-3-0?
Yeah, look at top lane. Which top laner has the better scoreline?
Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, it has to be the cannon, right? So 36.
By the way, Cannon actually bought an item. No, wait a sec. Hold up there. We see Red Strike getting hooked in there. Atomic is ready to retaliation trade, and Seni is also running in from the top side. Don't forget about his passive. He runs faster if he moves towards enemies, and it will be just enough. Retirement home, going back literally to the retirement home, while also Laser Leonard will be struggling. And oh my god, look at this damage from the Gwen. There's a reason why there's a huge shutdown on it. Meanwhile, Soap is like, guys, look at me, I can also get a solo kill in my lane. And he will try to do just that. And no, he will not only try, he will actually get one. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we will get the second turret as well. Man, the turret was crumbling just like the game for upper 5 Flying Kittens, because man, they are behind almost 10,000 gold, and that is a lot.
That is indeed a lot, especially at 18 minutes. That is quite the stomp here for Pandaric. And I mean, listen, at this point I could be like, you know, what will be the most effective way for Pandaric to close out this match? Realistically, they're just gonna walk in there and win a bunch of fights and then end the game. So, I mean, you know, Exhibit A. You can see here Timbo just getting absolutely destroyed here. And, you know, at this point, Pandaric, they're just so far ahead that, you know, for every player there needs to be 3 players from upper 5 to deal with it. But yeah, you do the math, it's a 5 versus 5, so you can't really cover all your bases. And at that point, Pandaric just, you know, they will just find the gaps, the weakest defense, and take down all the turrets, take the kills. There we go, another example here. Red Strike is about to come in here. And I don't think Metala Festung is feeling quite safe in the Nuvis Tower teleport.
Oh, unless Seni could be in trouble here, will use the barrier to stay alive a little bit longer, will throw those silver bolts away at the little Pikachu. Will die to Mentale Festung though. And yeah, this is a small victory. Meanwhile, Soap in the side lane getting chased by the Eye Blitzcrank there. Trying to turn around. The silence will maybe scare away Soap. He grabs the plenty, really important. Now the minions can also help in this fight. Jimmy Neutron getting hit using the barrier. Once more, Flash, Darkin Blade free. Now Timbo is also there, Retirement Hole, trying once more to help out with the CC. But man, Soap is a raid
boss. Oh my god.
He does not give a single F at this moment. It's literally what you said, 3 members. And they couldn't bring the Darkin Lord down. What a fight from So.
Yeah, I think mentally you have to be in the next game, you know, if you're upper 5, because I don't think you can salvage this one. It's gonna be quite a tough task here with a 9-0 Gwen. The Aatrox you can't even kill with 3 people.
Or maybe, hold up, the 9-0 Gwen could be 9-1, and she will be.
I'm so sorry for casting cursing you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, hold up. Senny looking for the fight there, throwing the silver bolts once more. Will find revenge here, will drop low, but will not drop low enough. Double kill for Senny. The TP is coming in just in case. Now retirement home. I don't know if you want to be where you are right now, buddy, because for now he will be a bit faster, but don't forget his W will actually slow him once the movement speed buff is over, and that means it is an easy catch-up. He will stay alive for a little bit longer.
Oh.
The slow will kick in any second, and just at this very moment he tried to turn around with a hook, but of course against Senny's Vayne that is not enough. It is far from enough, and
So
was just playing with his food right now. Mental and emotional damage. Man, what is he called? Steven, he would be so proud. Emotional damage.
I mean, at this point, I think Pandaric is just having fun with it, you know. I mean, Jimmy Neutron actually getting a little bit of damage here on the top side of the map, on the tower. I mean, won't quite get it, but you know, at this point, you just need to. There's no point in just playing safe underneath your tower if you're upper 5, and like, yeah, this might look very silly from Jimmy Neutron. Actually gets a survive and jump away, which is pretty nice. Yeah,
I think Warlix.
Yeah.
May I interrupt, because I have a genius idea.
All right, bring it.
There are, like, in situations like those, there are like 2 major win cons to come back. You can try to get catches somehow. That's really high risk, really like medium reward. Or you can try to wait as long as possible to maximize the chance for your opponents to have a random disconnect or something. One of those two.
I mean, let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, you know, you definitely need to take more risks. That is always going to be the case for upper 5. So, you know, you might look silly, you might get caught off and die again, but you know, just sitting back and letting the game play out, you're always going to lose that game if you're going to go, you know, for pushes, and maybe the lane assignment isn't right there for Pandaric and you get to push in a few waves and get a tower, you know. You got to get some income for you
Oh
somehow.
my god! The jump interrupts! Man, Jimmy Neutron is getting styled on. Mentale Festung is an angry Pikachu, but he didn't take the Thunderstone to evolve into the next evolution step. I think it's called Raichu in English. And meanwhile, look at this bull flashing, knocking, and just making sure his team can safely traverse wherever they want. Mid lane inhib is down, top lane inhib will be down. And honestly, Warlix, I think this game shouldn't take too much longer. Even though Senny kind of looks like he wants to run away. I mean, there are 2 more minutes until the Nash spawns, but will this game go on for more than 2 minutes?
I mean, it shouldn't. I feel like, you know, with the 2 inhibitors down, it is just an easy task of just grouping up and putting an end to it. Because, yeah. I mean, they're so far ahead right now. 13k gold lead on the side of Pandaric. This is just an absolute bloodbath here. And, you know, it is a one-sided bloodbath, let's put it that way. 34 to 8 kills is incredible on Timbo. Yeah, snip, 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 the plants are gone. Just a little afternoon gardening here for CNC fan. Nothing more than that. And you can already see everyone from Pandaric just grouping up here.
Laser rock?
Yeah.
I blinked. Where did he go?
Yeah, I can't. At least he got the fist bump off. Alright, let's see it then. That final inhibitor will be dropping down, and the super minions already grouping up in the mid and top lane. I don't even think they need them.
So, Alistar being the tank, jumping under the turrets. Mentale Festung trying it with a slicing maelstrom will maybe be enough. Nope, Senny grabbing the kill on the angry hamster. And this was a beautiful display of skill. Well, we learned one thing. Scissors will beat plant in a game of rock, paper, scissors, I can tell you that much. Man, I haven't seen a Gwen jungle in a while, and CNC fan makes it look broken.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to break down from this game. It's just team diff, you know. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, I don't know how you go about this. If you're
Blue
upper
side,
five,
maybe.
maybe.
Blame it on blue side and go blue side yourself. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be a rough game for upper five. You just kind of need to wipe it away. Mental reset. Never happened. You're gonna just be like,
Yep.
guys, we're about to play versus Pandaric. Let's hop into game number 1, and then you know, hope the hands can click a little faster, or you know, the brain thinks a little faster. But yeah, no, overall from Pandaric, everyone played fantastic here. You know, I mean, Soap struggled a bit on the top lane, so maybe that is an angle for upper five. Like, even though Soap ended up like an absolute raid boss, it's not because he played incredibly well in the lane. He actually struggled a lot, but you know, if everything around the map just collapses around you,
Yeah.
there's not much you can do if you're Mentalifestoon. He tried so hard, but yeah, and then at some point it just, you know, it falls out of your hands, and then Soap can just do whatever he wants. So, I mean, maybe that's an angle for upper five. That is like the positive you can take away. And other than that, they just need to mental reset and hope for the best in the next game.
That was a good word to say, I think. Next game is where we want to head towards. But Warlix, do you want to have a break before that?
Yeah, I do indeed. All right, guys,
Perfect.
let's head into a break, and we'll see you in game number 2.
guys, we are back. And I'm a bit sad, honestly, because it is already the last time for today. Because if you don't remember right now, this is a best of 2 format. So basically you're playing 2 separate best of ones. And I already wanted to say the bans look a bit like the same to me, but the Gwen will also be banned. That means we can possibly just go for the Victor again. We could also opt for the Skarner though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good
Or
picks
the
in-
Oriana.
Or the Oriana. I mean, you know how I feel about Skarner. Alright, there we go. We got the Oriana locked in this time, no Victor. So, I mean, I don't know if... I don't know what the fault behind that is to switch that up. Because they could have gone for the Victor again or for the Skarner, which I think both are probably better picks in general. Not to say that the Oriana is bad. The Oriana is a very solid pick in the mid lane and also a very comfortable pick for Atomic as well. Oh, that was a Yasuo hover right there. It will be the Wukong locked in. And it looks like we're heading more towards the, you know, the more standard lock so far.
Yeah, I mean, the Wukong. I said it, and I will gladly say it again. I think Wukong is on par with Skarner right now. Especially in the late game, he just has a bit more reach, basically. Yeah, and there will also be the Yasuo. Okay, that's an interesting one. I mean, Yasuo and Wukong is a classic combo, of course, but Warlicks, do you want to pick it that early?
I mean, it does give away your game plan, that's for sure, but... I mean, what are you gonna do about it, though? That is the real question. Okay, the Elise. That is an interesting one. She has been...
Yeah, that was banned, right?
Yeah, it was banned in the second phase last game.
Okay.
But yeah, the Elise does have some changes, but she's still very strong regardless. And she could go support as well, so it is kind of a flex where she can go both jungle and support. But, you know, notoriously Elise is a champion that is just really strong in the dives. Mainly because she can redirect the target, the turret target. So that's always a strong option to have in your back pockets. But we'll have to see if this is going to be headed towards the jungle or the support role. And already the Corki here locked in. I like it a lot because, you know, Corki is such a strong early game champion. Oriana also a champion that does, you know, can poke out a lot in the early game. So that really empowers this Elise that looks to go for these early dives. You know, you're pairing it up with these strong laners that can, you know, set up the dive early on, poking down the enemy champ below and then going for the dive together with the Elise. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing here from Pandaric, but the response is also quite strong. You have the Wombo combo, and the Ambessa is also a very strong champion in the top side of the map. And this is going to give Upper 5 the opportunity to ban out some of those comfort picks from Soap, and Renekton is a famous one. It's going to be the Darius ban, actually. And we'll see what Soap goes for. I mean, there's still so many champions left for him, so I think he's going to be fine, right? We still have the Orin open. We talked about it earlier, but the Cassante is open as well. And, well, he knows he's going to be playing up against an Ambessa, so could go for something more aggressive as well if he has a specific counter to the Ambessa in his back pocket. That is always going to be an option here. Let's see what the counter bans will be. The Alistar and the Kaisa banned away from Pandaric. I'm gonna be so interesting to see where this Elise is gonna go, with a support or a jungle. Both very viable, so...
No, if this goes through, I will get up and leave. Because Briar is in no way or form a good champion right now. Okay, thanks. They can stop baiting me. When Briar came out, I really enjoyed playing her, but I am a Briar enjoyer, and I have to say I think she's not really good right now. But yeah, maybe I'm also just Delulu, and not picking her is not the Solulu for my Delulu. Anyways, no Briar in this game. And yeah, honestly, I just see 2 very strong drafts here, and I think they kind of follow the basic scheme on how you properly draft. I mean, I'm gonna be honest here, the only thing that I don't like is the Oriana first pick. You know, I would have probably seen Elise or Corki as a better first pick, but in general, going for 3 core champions in the first 3 picks, and now getting some synergy with those core champions, with a bit weaker champions, you know. And there's a set as well. Okay, man, what is happening in this game even? But I like it. I love the drafts here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the set is like a nice pick here for Soap to deal with the MS on the top side. I do really like what Upper 5 have cooked up here. You know, you have the engage from the Wukong, pairs it very nice with the Yasuo, but also with the Galio, who can just follow up so easily. And I mean, MS is going to have no trouble getting in there in the playing field as well with the public execution. You're right there in the battlefield, and a Pike to pair it up with. You know, with all those champions falling so low, the Pike ultimate can just collect the final, you know, deal the final blow and pick up those kills in the end there. So, you know, the team composition from Upper 5 makes a lot of sense from what we're seeing here. And I feel like, you know, in a team fight, they should do very well for themselves. Now, I'm going to be looking at this Pandaric comp, and I'm really thinking about their ability to dive towers, right? We have, you know, this counter pick from Soap to deal with the Ambess on the top side. We have the Corki Oriana. We are very strong in the laning phase as well. And then paired up with the Elise going for the dive. So I feel like a lot of, you know, Pandaric's strengths are going to be coming from those early dives, and they're trying to snowball on the back of that. So we're going to have to keep our eye on exactly that. Are Pandaric going to be successful with their dives or not? Because that should, you know, dictate the game a lot from what we're about to see.
Yeah, definitely. I got one question. Are you surprised about the no ADC approach by Upper 5? You think that is a good thing to do, or do you think Yasuo Pike bot lane is not really it?
I mean, it could be difficult as well, because it means once you have used your engage button, I mean, for starters, in the laning phase, it's for sure going to be difficult, right? Dealing with the Braum, the concussive blows are very annoying to deal with as a Yasuo, because you're trying to be mobile and slippery and stuff. Same for the Pike, and then you can just get stunned and slowed down. It's really annoying to deal with. So in the laning phase, it might be quite tough, but for the late game, you know, this is like a you know, a single burst here. You have the Wukong to go in, and that is your go button, and you're trying to go all in on that, and you're trying to win the fight on the back of that. If Pandaric gets to, you know, peel away from that fight and, you know, sit back a bit more, then they have the range from the Corki, the Oriana, that are firing from the backline, and then it gets a bit scary. So that could be a problem, yeah. It could be a problem when it comes to, you know, trying to take objectives as well, because you have to walk into melee range, and that can be a bit tricky. So maybe requiring a Baron to finish the game, that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this goes in the laning phase as well.
Yeah. What do you mean? Wait, all this haven't they basically won every time we've been casting? I think that is a good rate, honestly. But hey, you do you. I'm just looking at all those champions, and yeah, I find the lack of faith and range a bit disturbing by Upper 5. I gotta be honest here. It looks like they want the fights to be really explosive, but that basically just means that we are, maybe again I'm Delulu, but I feel like we are outscaling them hard just because of range. And at the same time, we have the Elise. So if Elise gets some good ganks in the early game, then yeah, GG. So again, both drafts are good. Sure, they are like competitive drafts, but I just like Pandaric's draft way more here. It looks more. It looks just. It has more, you know, more range. Is better rounded. Like even the Elise in theme works really well because, you know, even though in theory she doesn't really scale that well, here in this context I think she scales extremely well actually. So yeah, I feel like that is a clear draft win for us. That's my honest opinion, at least.
I think the word you just said, all-rounded, is a perfect description, right? Because what Upper 5 is trying to do is, it is one thing, and you know what's going to happen, you know what the team comp is going to do. And if that one thing doesn't work out, then you have a problem. Whilst we look at Pandaric, they have multiple options here to win out the game. And we can't really say the same for Upper 5, so they're gonna have to make that one thing work, or else they're in trouble. But let's see what the early game spells for us here.
I heard it spells disaster for one team because, okay, never mind, we are splitting up after all. I thought like we were looking for an invade here, and invades with Braum
Oh, this could be scary.
are always scary. Yeah, but talking about scary invades there, oh, a second! this is first blood for Senny. What? What? Why did they... Come on. Okay, Olive. This caster buff is insane. I'm literally mind controlling upper 5 into invading and them giving up a kill here in the early game to our Corki. I mean, what more can I do?
I mean, he is right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And that is first blood on Senny as well, which is exactly where you would want it to be. That's absolutely perfect, and then he can continue. It's gonna be so tough here for Jimmy Neutron and Retirement Home to make this work in the bot side. I mean, I do want to point out the Hail of Blades and the Ignite on Retirement Home. That is a lot of burst for the Pike here. If he does get the hook to land here onto Senny.
Talking about landing hooks, Red Strike will get hooked and will eat a bit of damage. Yeah, honestly, in this bot lane, you just need to build a lot of slashing weapon defense on Red Strike, you know? Because then the sword and the dagger will deal less damage. And to be fair, by the way, on a more serious note, you did talk, Rolex, you did talk about the range advantage. But honestly, I feel like Jimmy Neutron and Retirement Home, at least they have really good sustain, right? With their passive Retchen and the Yasuo shield. Maybe this will allow them to scale a bit through the early game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're still scary. I mean, you know, the thing is, it's the same in the bot lane as it is with their entire team comp. They want to all in, they want to hit the hook, pop the ignite, pop the exhaust, and get the Hail of Blades to go, and then burst down wherever they can hook. And there we go. Senny getting hooked in now. It's getting scary. The flash coming through.
Yeah, Senny, this is exactly what will happen, but he will get a kill first with his support together, so it is a 2-1 score. Atomic, meanwhile, has to flash away in the mid lane. And on bot lane, Jimmy Neutron, yeah, that's the thing with a Yasuo, right? He has a lot of consistent DPS because his... I'll actually check it out. I know that Steel Tempest has around like 1 point something cooldown in the mid game, but right now it is still on a 3.5 seconds cooldown. Which is not a lot, again. Oh no, Atomic meanwhile.
Oh, and he's gonna get killed here underneath the tower as well. And I mean, already... I mean, with these team comps, I wasn't, you know, too surprised, but already we have a bloodbath again in this game. 4 kills in within 4 minutes. Looks like we have another game on our hands.
I'm literally looking at top lane because, man, they have not, you know, had a first kill in the lane yet, and CNC Fan is walking up, will connect, will just flash over the wall and will grab a clean kill. Now this is the Elise that I know and love. You know, and yo, Warlix, you talked about the ability for Elise to reset the tower aggro and at the same time just get out of the range. But you know what is really great about Elise as well? Her single target burst, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's kind of the obvious one, right? But Mentale Festung, just realized that hurts a lot.
Alright, let's see the objective spawning quite soon near the dragon in 30 seconds. And already we can see the bot lane trying to get a bit of that vision control in their favor. But also a lot of red wards here. The pink ward in the enemy jungle is going to help a lot for upper 5 to get an idea of what Pandaric are up to. But already seen Sivan is actually going to go for the lane gang. That could be scary. Because, you know, Jimmy Neutron and Retirement Home, they want to go all in. They want to jump in here. And if there's going to be a spider in the bushes, that could be scary. And just like that, the fight starts off here.
Yeah, the fight starts off on bot lane, and Senny will get knocked up, but he will not stop. They don't even need the Elise. They are literally... I mean, it's not a solo bolo, but it's like a duo buo or something. I don't know. They are literally 2v2ing Jimmy Neutron and Retirement Home. And to be fair, of course, if you know that your Elise is there to back you up, you can play without being scared of the enemy jungler. But still, that was basically a 2 versus 2 victory. And then they also get my favorite early game dragon in the game. And that this early game dragon will help out Soap tremendously. Now, talking about Soap, he is trading back and forth, making real good use of his haymaker there. But yeah, that is the dragon taken. And especially, especially for somebody like Soap that is literally on like 1/5 of HP. This could just be the little bit of Retchen that he needs to survive Timbo's gank here. Timbo in the bush will now walk in with the wave, and there is also the hero's entrance on top lane. Can we see Soap? Can he survive this just somehow? No, he cannot, but that would have been super illegal, like insane.
He tried so hard.
He
did a phenomenal job at staying alive for so long, especially with Laser Leonard dropping in from the sky above as well. And you know, that is gonna open up the opportunity here for the groups as well. But it looks like CNC Fan is gonna investigate the groups as well. Actually, Timbo quite low HP, so actually has to back off from the objective. Wasn't able to collect a single grubby at all. So that is quite a disadvantage here. You know, yeah, you get the kill, but they invested quite a bit there as well on the top side of the map. 2 flashes, an ultimate from Laser Leonard, and I don't even get the objective behind it. So I think overall Pandaric, they're gonna be pretty happy with this, because they get both the dragon, they get their grubbies, they got the kills on the bot side of the map, and yeah, sure, Soap might be struggling a little bit here, but I think he's gonna be completely fine in lane, and let's see what's gonna happen here. Jimmy Neutron has to be careful, the ignite pop in as well. We'll just get away of the phosphorus bomb, and who's there? Laser Leonard on the bot side, the double taunt is perfect here, the berries pop from Sandy will be taken down. Does get the trade of the Jimmy Neutron just before he dies, and it will be a 1-for-1. So overall, I still think Pandaric should be fine here. Oh, Red Strike does get hooked up here and taken down. Will be another kill here for Laser Leonard. At least Atomic is gonna have a fun time in the mid lane in the meantime. And well, another gank here on the top side. Oh, the cocoon just missing. Ooh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a hard one to hit Mentale Festung on the Ambessa with those perma dashes in the kit, the Drake-Hound step, as all the cool kids call it. Meanwhile, yeah, I saw a bit of a, I don't know, too much enthusiasm. Can we call it something like that? You know, in bot lane. Yeah, tough one. Now, meanwhile, Retirement Home is walking all the way up to top lane, will hit level 5, will get used to get out of there, but I don't know if Soap can get out of there. His Haymaker is not up ready. He also used the Showstopper, and indeed he will not be able to get out of there. Now, meanwhile, the counterplay is on bot lane. Jimmy Neutron trying to flash away. Beautiful sidestep from the Tornado there. Seni making it look easy to punish this roam.
I mean, it's starting to look a lot like game 1. I mean, sure, the gold lead is not quite the same, but you know, game 1, same thing where there's just a big bloodbath in the entire game, but in the end, Pandaric, they just get the advantages over every single fight. And that's the same thing we're seeing so far, already an 800 gold lead. It's not that much, that is true. It's not like the game is already over for sure, but you know, with the objectives also collected for Pandaric, they're looking pretty good so far. And Seni 4 and 2 is looking very comfortable, and CNC Fan continuing his dominance from game 1, starting off at a 2-0 scoreline here. Looking to get his first jungle item here.
Yeah, now meanwhile, Laser Leonard is trying something, but the cavalry is here. Laser Leonard will be forced to flash away. The Glacial Fissure will not connect. You know, maybe there have been 1 or 2 too many Christmas trees in there. But you know, the good thing is, Seni is playing it defensively. He will drop a bit of CS if needed, and he will try to make sure and survive this. Now, of course, Timbo wants to make something happen there. Yeah, Seni realizing this could be a dive angle, jumping away. Timbo dropping super low. Seni flashing away, will not be hit by the death from below. Timbo will die to the ignite. Oh my god, Seni! Grabbing another one! Meanwhile, in top lane, we have a gank attempt, not really hitting. But it doesn't matter, Warlicks, because Seni is literally cooking all his enemies right now.
Yeah, that is pretty illegal right there. I mean, he was playing so passive, which is absolutely fantastic, but then, you know, the Cyclone has to just hit once and Jimmy Neutron is right on top of your face. Still gets away with the double kill and gets to live to tell the tale another day. And now with the armor boots, should be pretty comfortable in the bot side of the map. Looking to buy the Trinity Force up next. And yeah, I mean, Pandaric, they're in control here fully in this game. Objectives respawning on the map as well. The dragon about to go live. in a few seconds. And the Grubbies, same story. Okay, the teleport is coming through, but CNC fan says, hello, good sir, and welcome to your lane. This is no longer your home, because there is a spider infestation. So you better move out.
Tent, man. He set up the tent on the top lane. And Atomic wants to have some cuddles in the tent as well. Mentale Festung going down. Seni meanwhile in bot lane in trouble. Flash warp from Timbo, from everybody there. Engaging onto our favorite ace pilot. And this means CNC Fan and Seni, our, you know, so far main carries have overextended a little bit.
Yeah, this game has been very back and forth here. This time around, definitely pretty decent here for upper 5. Mentale Festung did a lot there to survive for so long in the top side on that gank. In the meantime, the gank working out perfectly on the bot side of the map as Seni gets sent back to the fountain here. And the dragon actually gets started up as well, and Timbo will be able to collect that for his team. So that is always pretty nice. In the meantime, the Grubbies will be started off here, but CNC Fan being spotted out there. Has to be careful. Backup coming through, but Atomic is not liking what he's seeing.
That's an interesting one. I like CNC Fan's reaction to go back to the Grubby, finish it. Ooh, talking about finishing things. The spider will finally be slapped with the sandal. Whew. But hey, we have 4 Grubbies, and look at it, they will already help us with the turret. Now the Wind Wall will eat the Glacial Fissure. The Exhaust will eat Seni's damage. But is it good enough here? The 4th plate, by the way, will go over to our Pandaric players here. But Jimmy Neutron, can he get Dove? No, he cannot. The barrier saves Yasuo's life there just by this teeny tiny margin. But after all, I think we are feeling ourselves a little bit too much there. I think we shouldn't go for that dive, but yeah, we are just feeling so much stronger. And we are a little bit stronger, but not that much stronger.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Pandaric actually behind in gold at this moment. And, you know, the Trinity Force actually completed here for Seni, which is going to be a huge spike. Same could be said for the Blade of Rune King for Jimmy Neutron. Trinity Force here on the Timbo as well. So overall, these first items getting completed here all around the map. And yeah, I mean, like you said, I feel like Pandaric are maybe, you know, losing focus a bit too much, diving a bit too much into the bloodbath type of game where they're just having fun. Yeah, suddenly those fights don't turn in your favor anymore, and you're starting to lose control of the game here as Laser Leonard gets another taunt underneath the tower. A beautiful shockwave here for Atomic.
Shockwave! Insane! Meanwhile in bot lane, Seni in the 1v1 against the Neutron will lose it, but in the mid lane, the shockwave turned it all on its head, and not only upper 5 flying Kittens, but also the gold lead was turned on its head once more. Soap in the top lane is playing against Yasuo 2.0. A lot of dashes, trying to defend himself, will not hit the Haymaker, and the public execution will be used and will live up to its name. Maybe CNC Fan can do something, but the Wind Wall having a lot of impact. Not enough though, CNC Fan getting the kill there. Timbo with the Trinity Force, we said it has a ton of damage, and Red Strike, beautiful usage of the death from below there, because Retirement Home used it to only close the gap. That's something many Pikes will not really do, because they only want to ult when they can execute, but it netted them the kill.
That's so unfortunate. CNC Fan was so close to popping those concussion blows onto Timbo, but couldn't quite get it, and just gets absolutely bursted down by that Trinity Force. A lot of damage on that, on the Wukong here. But Seni will be able to collect the tower, and I mean, this game is so back and forth here. The gold almost dead even here. The objectives, I mean, slightly in favor of Pandaric, but basically dead even as well. We're 50 minutes into this game, and Atomic is going to be in trouble here. The hook landing, the taunt connecting. Will be enough damage though. Red Strike there to save his mid laner. Yeah, this game has been so back and forth compared to the first one, where by this time Pandaric had like a 10k gold lead. And this time there's going to be a bit more of a challenge here. And they're going to have to keep their focus sharp if they want to get on top of this game. And Retirement Home has been very well, hitting those hooks pretty well on the pike here.
Definitely, yeah. Also, Red Strike is back from the recon mission, setting up some wards. Soap in top lane could be in a lot of trouble because now Timbo is showing up as well. Can we get a counterplay somewhere on the map? I don't think so, because it is 1 more minute for this next dragon to spawn. So yeah, we gave away a kill on top lane. And yeah, this second game is much more competitive. I feel like Pandaric had a phenomenal and explosive game 1. But this time, upper 5 are definitely hitting back. They are defending themselves really well. Again, I will stand by it. I still feel like we have the way better scaling, so if we just don't fall behind too much, I think it's completely fine. Hero's entrance will be used defensively in the mid lane for Jimmy Neutron to not be dove. But yeah, again, plays like those are amazing for us. Oh, hold up. Oh, hold up! Another great shockwave hitting everybody it's intended to hit, and they just clumped up a little bit too much. And Senny now eating away and eating good. You could say the man was cooking once more, because his next backboard will be a ton of items. Will not be a full item, but will basically almost be a full item at this point. And at the same time, we will see our mid laner and jungler take the dragon.
Yeah, what an absolute performance here from Atomic on the Orianna. 2 massive shockwaves here, and yeah, like you said, the dragon being picked up here. In the meantime, also the Herald picked up will be used here in the mid lane. Should lead to that tier 1 being picked up here. There we go. So that is always nice to collect here for upper 5, and Soap is just punching the monkey in the face as he tries to collect this Scuttle Crab. Actually, he's gonna be in trouble here.
Very well be the concussion blows. They will get through, and it is a shutdown. That's important, everybody.
Hey, but he did get the Scuttle Crab, so hashtag worth.
Hashtag.
Really, but
you were missing all chat. At this point, you would basically write hashtag yummy.
oh,
You know, basically
the flash
like
tornado.
yeah, Jimmy Neutron also should write hashtag yummy in the all chat here.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I feel like Pandaric, they had had a bit too much fun in the game before, and they're like not as sharp, not as focused here. And you know, this game, Pandaric didn't get the massive lead, so does get to feel the struggles of his laning phase. And as I say that, he's just absolutely destroying Jimmy Neutron, just slapping him in the face. The backup is here, but there's more backup here for the blue names, and yeah, that means Jimmy Neutron has to be sent back to the fountain. Retirement home can't hold back that many players. But it does mean Mentala Festoon does have his wheel on the top side of the map. Will take that tier 2 tower down and collect a bit of gold for himself. Already 2 items completed on the Ambassa as well. That's always pretty nice here for Mentala Festoon. Has been playing very well this game, and also last game. I mean, yeah, sure, they got run over, but Mentala Festoon did very well in the laning phase. Yeah, just a bit unfortunate that overall they fell very far behind, and at that point, doesn't really matter if he did that well in the laning phase, so just got to run over him in the end there. But individually, he has been playing very well. So shout out to Mentala Festoon.
I'm wondering if we will get the 10 def power spike on Yasuo soon. And I know, no, you're laughing. I know it is a meme basically, but it is pretty accurate at the same time, because if he goes to 10 defs, this is around his like 2.5 to 3 item spike. And that is a good spike for the Yasuo, you know? So we will actually have a chance to witness the meme in here. Also, mathematically correct set is also a good meme. Mentale Festung, he cannot take on Soap, but can he take on everybody here trying to use the public execution to get out of there? Will also try to use the flash and the mobility. Will find success. But hey, it is minute 20 and you all know what that means. Ruinous Atacon will spawn onto the map. And meanwhile, Atomic could be in trouble there, because we see a flash Galio W over the wall. And Atomic wants to defend the wave, but he cannot really do so, because he will bet zone the way using his ult to clear the wave. Jimmy Neutron eating a lot of minion damage, but the cooldowns are not ready. Meanwhile, the Otacon gets stolen by Timbo, and we don't want to see that. This is a breath of life for our friends at Upper 5. Shutdown for Timbo onto Senny. Mentale Festung killing the spider. Another sandal slap. And now Soap going in there like the real hero he is, and yeah, Jimmy Neutron just exploding there for no real reason. But still, this is of course a W play for the Flying Kittens.
Yeah, that is one way to put it. Yeah, it's absolutely disastrous here for Pandaric, losing out on the Articon like that. Actually, one of the few times we've seen the Runas one. We did see it last game as well. I mean, these games have been absolute bloodbaths, so, you know, makes sense to be seeing the Runas one instead of the Voracious one that we always get to see. The Revived Ticon, as my good friend Alistair likes to say. But not this time around here. And now it's gonna be a gold lead here for upper 5. 3k now in the pockets for the Flying Kittens, as they're looking pretty good this game. It has been a gold or an absolute stomp here for Pandaric beforehand, and now they have to actually, you know, start to focus up and play the map well, play the macro well. Yes, they do outskill like you mentioned before, and 3k gold lead behind is not too bad to be dealing with, you know. Pandaric are definitely not out of the game here, but they have to focus up here and make sure that this doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah, there are 1 or 2 bad fights away, and you know, a reason for a bad fight could a dragon stack be, because it is a hex tech dragon. Some ability haste and some attack speed is just always great, and of course you want to get closer to the soul, and that also greatly helps with it, and you want to extend your own timer. Sani finding a good chunk of damage there, but Retirement Home healing it back up with the Pike passive. Now the Hextech portals will be used for what looks like a monkey flank on the lower side.
Okay, gets the clone just in time. Yeah, that pushes so much pressure onto Pandaric. They just absolutely backed off from this dragon and will be taken down here, as they have to back away now.
Yep.
They do still have control over the river here, but there we go. Upper 5 will be moving back into the lane, so there couldn't be a response onto the tower either. And I feel like Pandaric, they kind of tried to do... Oh, the beautiful Cyclone
combo is coming in, and it is hitting hard. Is it hitting hard enough? Because Sani is still untouched, but his front line fell. Jimmy Neutron is on our favorite pilot, using the repel to maybe get a kill, and we will see a double for CNC Fan. So it could have been worse, but also we of course would have liked to see a winning fight for our boys, and we did just not see that. Now talking about it, look at bot lane, and look at the emo game from Mentale Festung. He stands true and tall with his name, because he is playing Mental Warfare here with that Blitzcrank emote.
Yeah, I feel like Pandaric were a bit too indecisive with what they wanted to do. I really like what they were doing at the start. They saw Retirement Home using the hook, it missing. You know, the scariness factor for the Pike just drops down immediately, right? They tried to take the space, which I absolutely love, but you know, after that they see Timbo flanking around, and they are not, you know, they kind of wanted to turn onto the Wukong but couldn't quite get it. They couldn't really get to the Drake anymore. Then they kind of tried to go back to the mid tier 1 as a trade-off, but they couldn't quite get there either because they were a bit too late. So, you know, they're kind of dipping their foot in, you know, all these different kind of waters, but they're not really, you know, committing to any of these plans really, and they end up walking away with nothing. And, you know, unlike Pandaric, Upper 5 are very decisive there. They get the full wombo combo engaged, and they get the ace in the end to close it out with. And this gold lead is starting to grow and grow here for Upper 5, as they're looking to take revenge for game number 1.
Beautifully said. It is a 5,000 gold lead at this point. It is a score of 21 to 25, doesn't really matter too much. Dragons super even. The Void Grubbies, yeah, we have 4 against 2, but it is kind of a win more objective, and if we aren't pushing and winning, then we cannot win more. That is the sad truth, and Nash would of course greatly help. At the same time, it's kind of even more of the same for Jimmy Neutron, because he is not on an ADC, but he is on a melee ADC basically. You know, we just talk about ADCs and always expect it to be a ranged champion, but looks like Jimmy Neutron is showing us that an ADC can also be melee, like the Yasuo. And so far, he is really close to his 10 gold power spike as well, by the way, with the third item, I'm telling you.
It stays true. No TP available here for Soap, so if this Baron does get started off, which there is 4 players for upper 5 around here, and with all his vision control also available for upper 5, this is actually quite scary for Pandaric. You're gonna have to respect it. And at the same time, that looming threat of the engage is always there. Okay, hold on, Soap going here for the engage. He's gonna get
Wait, are we
Grand
getting
Slam
the
dunk.
shutdown? The shutdown with the showstopper, and now upper 5, they... Or is it just me, or are they forced to kinda do something? I mean, they can also just reset, but then they could lose mid lane turret, which... You know, you don't want to lose mid lane turret just because you lost a 1v1 in the side lane.
I mean, at this point, there is a small window where... I mean, they're just gonna go for the reset here, so it's gonna take him a while to push in that wave, so... For now, it's still 4v4 in the map, and CSC fan just a little too far.
He cannot get out of that one, and yeah, we will get the mid lane turret meanwhile, because they were busy slapping the spider yet another time with the sandal. But, this annoys me. We don't want to see our jungler die like that.
Started off as well, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Yeah, the recalls are coming in for the bot lane of Pandaric, and I know that this one is a lost cause and has to be handed over to the enemy team, which means that Baron buff will be collected by upper 5, and it just takes one single pick onto Pandaric jungler to make sure they can collect this one for free, basically. And there we go. I mean, yeah, I said it, like, Soap, sure, he gets the solo bolo kill, which is absolutely massive, because Mental Fasting did have the TP available while Soap didn't, so if ever there were to be a fight, it would be a 5 versus 4 on the top side of the map. But yeah, you know, getting that solo kill, it is still a 4v4 on the top side, so you can't be disrespecting upper 5 like that and walking in blindly. And yeah, since Ivan gets to feel what happens when you do disrespect, gets absolutely obliterated. And that is a free Baron here for upper 5, and it's up to Pandaric to see if they can defend it, but it's gonna be a tall task for them.
Definitely, the Nasher is such a tough buff to deal with in the side lane. And yeah, Soap tried to play mathematically correct, but it did end up costing him. And it will also end up costing Seni a lot here. He will pay with his life, and is on a 45 seconds cooldown in the gray screen. And yeah, we are basically just racking up the deaths at this point, and we are also losing our base turret after turret, and now also first inhib. And possibly, maybe, perhaps also, next inhib will be lost soon. And our team that is trying to do it.
Shockwave to turn this one around. He has done so well this game. Oh, they're lined up right there.
Oh,
there we go, 3-man Shockwave.
But we will find a good shockwave. We have to follow up damage right now with the spider. Red Strike trying to tank as good as he can. CNC fan flashing out of there because the damage is not here right now. And that is the second.
Oh, the Hex Gates are going for the chase here.
The Hex Gates, but this could be a dangerous one. Maybe. How will it play out? CNC fan also joining in there. The clone being huge here. The showstopper being even better. The death from below picking up a kill onto a Atomic. And CSC fan could be in trouble here, but he will not waver against.
That is 4 kills here. The dragon is available for the taking as well for Pandaric if they choose to do so. Timbo still behind though, could go for the flank. That would be the smite here. He will be spotted out as he looms away from the invisibility. Senny's still busy clearing away those minions. Timbo will not be going for the seal, so that will be a Hexac Drake and Soul Point here for Pandaric as they turn it around with the Shockwave from Atomic. I called it out, and it happened right there. They all grouped up together, and Atomic presses the trigger and finds a way back for his team. It is not over until it is over. And with that, the Baron is also running out here for upper 5, so back to square one. They still have the gold lead, 5k in their favor. 2 inhibitors down as well, which will be creating a lot of pressure around the map. But it's going to be so tough for them to siege onto those Nexus towers, so we'll have to see what upper 5 is going to do with this pressure. Yeah, they do get full access here to the jungle. It's going to be tough for Pandaric to defend that. And the vision control will also be in favor of upper 5 here, which is always a looming threat here for Pandaric, as they have to walk into the dark all the time. And playing into the, you know, the wombo combo of upper 5, that is always so scary. Luckily for them, no objectives available just yet here. Nice cocoon here, hit onto Timbo. Does get away over the wall, so we'll just hop to safety. There's still another 2.5 minutes here until the Baron, so that's gonna be some breathing room here for Pandaric as they you know, get some time to farm up and buy up some more items here. And they finally buy themselves a little bit of space here. As that game was very close to coming to an end there for Pandaric. They sigh a breath of relief here. As they defend their top lane tower here. The super minions are still coming through here, which is always a bit of an issue here, but then I have to handle the pressure all around the base here. I mean, they really have to defend this top tower, because otherwise, you know, you go from 2 super minions to 6, which is, yeah, a bit problematic here if that were to happen. So, putting the focus here on the top side of the map makes a lot of sense for Pandaric, as they keep the defense up. I mean, this showcases how difficult it is for upper 5 to really siege the base. They just don't have the range for it. They would really love to have an AD carry that can just hit from afar or poke away these champions, but they just don't have the range to do that, so they're just kind of hanging around here. But in reality, it is just Pandaric collecting free farm, collecting more gold, getting some more levels before the next fight hits. And that's just going to allow them to buy up a couple more items and give themselves a better chance to reign supreme in that fight. I mean, they're still behind 5k gold, so it will be tough no matter what. They're still in a disadvantage because they don't have the vision. So no matter what, this fight is going to be incredibly difficult for Pandaric once that Baron does spawn in a minute time.
Great analysis there. TLDR, it is looking rough but doable. Is that the TLDR?
It has to be another miracle fight there. They get a little bit of breathing room right now. They get a chance to at least complete some of those items, but overall, having no vision, walking into a Wukong with a wombo combo behind him, it's going to be incredibly difficult. And on top that they're 5k gold behind, it's so tough here. Alright, let's see, the Hex Gates will be used there. They're looking for a window where the reset is going through for upper 5 and they can actually get some vision for themselves in here. Timbo doesn't want to contest because he is all alone. Doesn't know how many members of Pandaric are around. So this gives an opportunity for Red Strike and Soap to get a bit of vision in here at least. It's not much here, but you can see some hidden wards here. Will be spotted out here, unfortunately, so seems like it might be all for naught here. One ward there is still available. But yeah, how much information is that going to give you? The Baron will be started off here. Metal Festoon will be spotting out Red Strike. Atomic is still towards the bot side of the map. Does have the teleport available. He's going to have to use it quite soon here. The Baron is still being started. There we go. Teleport is coming through.
Okay, this might as well be the final fight, and we are jumping in there. Laser Leonard dropping super low, going golden. The Elite also going into repel. Zenny super low, will not die just yet. Will dish out a ton of damage, will die to the death from below though, but was it too late to kill the carry's retirement home on his villain arc? Will not find this third death from below, and thus will not be able to completely wipe his opponents here. And this could mean that we will find the Baron Nashor, but the bot lane inhib will be a hefty price to pay for it. But it is what it is right now. The death timers are high enough for us. Too many turrets and the minions not in a spot for us to finish. It was such a close fight, but we will now have the Nashor. We will be able to go back to base, and we will maybe also be able to grab the dragon and the soul.
Yeah, I didn't fully get to see it, but I feel like the Cyclone was used so early on into this fight. It didn't get the same effect where Pandaric is fully grouped up and they get to, you know, go for the one-hit finish here. And it just meant so many of these members from Pandaric were still alive after the main engage. The Cyclone was already used, and Sunny dropped so low but stayed alive for so long in that fight. Was able to pull off so much for his team there. And overall, finally a fight in favor of Pandaric, and it all started off with Red Strike and Soap getting that little bit of vision, that pocket of vision, that pocket of safety that they kind of created for themselves was absolutely crucial for that fight. And they get away with the Baron. It's a miracle. The soul point now available, but they don't have that same vision setup. They do have the Baron. They could give this one up. It's just the third dragon, and they're just gonna give it up. They don't want to swing the fight on just the one dragon. They know they don't have the vision to go for it. And vision is just the key here for Pandaric. They really need that information to properly position themselves in these team fights, because it is really one wombo combo and your entire team is gone. But if you can space yourself correctly, that threat suddenly becomes a lot lower. But once again, I mean, let's see what Pandaric are gonna be able to do with this Baron. Seems like they won't be able to do too much, but it just stall out the game even further. We talked a bit about the scaling. It is in favor of Pandaric. We talked about the team compositions, you know, Pandaric being a bit more all-rounded here, where they have more options available. And when we look at upper 5, it really is that Cyclone engaged with the Yasuo follow-up coming through that wants to be the final and only punch that they have. But if they can't really deal the final blow with that, it becomes so much more difficult for upper 5. So it is a game of execution, a game of vision in this game, and Pandaric, they don't want to risk it right now. They're just gonna turtle up here, give some more time for the carries to build up some more items before they try to go for another fight here.
Okay. Take a deep breath.
Okay, great guys. This will turn into an ASMR stream for now, but now for real. We are in a 37-minute game right now. It is free in Dragons. Nobody has soul yet. And all other leads are basically neglectable at this point. It is literally the late game scenario. Everybody is on 3 to 4 to maybe even 5 items. What a banger of a game, everybody. This is one for the history books. And hey, if we lose it, we can say at least we won the first one, you know, so it's not as bad. But of course, we take every single win that we can take. And so far, again, this game looks like it should be hard to win, but we have found miracle after miracle again and again. So I won't tell anybody what to do right here, because I know that Pandaric can do it. All they need to do is find the right engage, but as quick as we can find an engage and burst somebody, same is true for upper 5. They have a devastating team comp with the invisible Cyclone into Jimmy Neutron's last breath, into some more follow-up like the Galio Hero's Entrance. And by the way, Wardix, I really like the Pike pick. The longer the game goes, the more I see the vision in it to finish off whoever is still living after the wombo combo.
Yeah, we saw it work out in that last fight perfectly. Didn't get to go for the full finisher, but overall very solid pick. The hooks have been very scary as well, because it just sets up the engage so well. The stun is very annoying to deal with. Pike as a champion is also so slippery. But also, you know, in general, I want to say a massive shout out here to upper 5 to just come back from that first game where you get absolutely clapped and stomped, and then come back into this game and put up such a performance where we're now into a 38-minute game. You've had the lead for such a long time as well, and you have shown Pandaric that you're not afraid of them. You didn't mentally collapse. You were able to reset fully and shown them what you're able to do on the Rift. And now it's just those final steps before the finish line where they have to close out the game. But as always, those final steps are sometimes the most difficult ones. And you can already see the game is slowing down a lot here, because, you know, yeah, you have the one hand here where Pandaric, they don't want to move out of their base, because if they move out of their base, they are in the unknown, into the wild. They have no vision, they have no idea where the enemies are, and any second they're out of sight of their base, they can just get engaged on and the game is over. But then on the other hand, we have upper 5 here who really wants to end the game here, because they had the lead for so long. And, you know, the longer the game goes on, it's gonna end up even basically in items. But they kind of need the Baron to finish the game, so we're just kind of in a stalemate where everyone is just hanging around and everyone is so afraid because one fight is gonna decide the game, but the dragon is spawning here in 20 seconds. And Pandaric, they need to set up some sort of vision again, just like in the Baron fight. They really want that pip with a vision, but Mentale Festung is making it difficult as he is looking to take down the base here as he gets the inhibitor tower. Soap, can you get another solo bolo? That would be quite massive here. Teleports available for both top laners if they were to join the rest of the team, but the the Hextech Dragon Soul already taken here. As Pandaric, they are just too afraid to walk in. They don't have the vision and they don't want to deal with it, but at the same time it's the Soul collected now for upper 5, and There's nothing to do about the perfect execution coming through.
hold up.
Atomic flashing away
Perfect
now.
execution. Coming in there. We can see the shockwave hitting too. This could be the final fight, guys. We are seeing the kills flying left and right. TV Neutron will go down. And also Laser Leonard. But it is Soap in the backline. Is 3 versus 2 right now. Timbo still alive, looking to grab Soap. He tries to do something. No haymaker up though. And now this Red Strike and Atomic. Mentale Festung flashing forward. Wants to find something there. Wants to win for his team. Timbo will be stunned but will be healed. Will bonk the opposition and find the final kill onto Red Strike there. And we have to tip our heads and say GG to Upper 5 Flying Kittens. Because man, both teams would have earned to win this one. But it seems like Upper 5 was the winner in the second one, and this leaves us with a 1-1 score for today.
What an absolute banger of a game. 41 minutes and 26 seconds is what it took to separate these teams here, and still in the game score we are currently 1-1. So could not have been any closer. I mean, after watching that first game I was not ready for a game that would be this close, so absolute respect here to Upper 5. I said it earlier, but it has to be said again. They played phenomenally here to come back into the second game. And also the absolute patience you need to have to realize that you're just going to have to wait out the objectives and play it slow. You know, a lot of teams would, you know, just get impatient and, you know, feel like there's a pressure to end the game because you know you're in the lead and you feel like you have to close it out because otherwise they can catch up in items. But no, they knew they had to play the patience game. They had the vision in their favor the entire game, which was honestly the biggest factor for them to win out in the end, as they just collect objective after objective with the vision on their side. And with that final fight, it was actually so close. I feel like shout out to Soap in that final fight as well, because he bought so much space. You know, it was Atomic getting caught out at the start, but Soap jumping into the background with his ultimate, buying so much space for his team. But it is the Ambessa and the Wukong that are just so slippery and do so much damage, and it's just too tough to deal with for the carries on the side of Pandaric. So yeah, I mean, extremely close game, and respect to Upper 5.
100% have to agree with you there. You can see my mind is already fading slowly because man, this last game, what a banger. I'm a bit sad that we didn't get it, but honestly, it was a close one, and I think this is one that you enjoy the most. This is one that will probably burn the most calories as well. But what a game we had, and I enjoyed watching it. And I think everybody in chat, Warlicks included, and maybe also the players on the rewatch will enjoy it too. So yes, as the chat said, we will press F to pay the respects. But hey, maybe the perfect run through the group phase is over, but we are still #1 on the leaderboard. And we showed that we are at least even with the second strongest team in the group. And hey, after all, that is quite a good showing, let's face it.
Yeah, I mean, give me a best of 5 between these teams.
Yeah, man. Fearless, by the way.
Yeah, Fearless best of 5. Give it to me right now. No, I mean, these games have been very entertaining. It has been, you know, a breath of fresh air as well when it comes to the drafts with what we normally see, you know. A lot of spicy champions being brought out here, which is always nice to see. And you know, every single player played their hearts out this game for sure, and it was absolutely amazing to watch on the Rift.
I 100% have to agree, but I think, dear Warlicks, isn't this slowly but surely bringing today's cast to an end?
Yeah, I think so. I want to eat a snack and relax after that one, you know. I want to just sit back, get some popcorn, watch a movie or something. But yeah, no, it has been a wild ride here today. I feel like after game 1, game 2 was quite the shocker, you know, the big roller coaster ride of a game there. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And if you have any final words, Alisrim, then otherwise I'll close out the stream here.
Guys, stay awesome, and the most important thing, stay healthy and play some of your favorite games to stay happy. Come back for the next cast and follow in the Discord and everywhere else where you can find Pandaric to make sure you don't miss the next games. Until then, again, have a good one. And until next time.
Until the next time. Bye bye, guys.